Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. We're back. We are in the fucking loading screen, the start screen again. Not because I have anything to talk about, just because I was too lazy to wait. I just didn't want to wait. To start the video. Really. I'm really... I'm genuinely thinking about trying to build some type of liquid cooling system for my laptop in the meantime. It would take a lot of drafting and plans to actually get something viable that would fit. I'll also probably have to make some kind of custom case for my laptop. Especially if I wanted to keep the fucking monitor, I would have to make it something that has space on my desk. It would be a strange apparatus. It would look like I'm making some type of bomb. I already had a friend ask me if when I showed them the picture of my setup, because I did send a picture of my setup on my coffee of what I'm using to cool my PC. The link is in the description if you want to check that out. It's free to look at that. Again, my coffee doesn't have any exclusive content. Everything that I'm going to post there will be free. I'm also thinking of posting some pictures of my cats so y'all can see. Yeah, I've said that before, but now I'm genuinely thinking about it. I'm genuinely like, maybe I should try to get some engagement with like my coffee as well as like my Twitter page so people understand. You know what I mean? It's just wanting to show like the clarity of you could see my laptop right above the the gin bottle full of ice and the modified power supply that I turned into a fan. Again, it's low powered. It can get stronger than it is, but I didn't have the PCBs and everything to increase from the like 5 volt, however many volts or amps connection to power it up a like the actual power supply had. I don't think I could use that specific one. I also don't have a soldering iron. Well, I do. It's just it doesn't get hot enough. I have a soldering iron. I don't have any solder. And my soldering iron also just doesn't get hot enough to melt solder. I don't know why. I also just don't have a safe spot to solder anything. I don't have a stand to keep the soldering iron from burning a hole in everything that it touches. It's a very old soldering iron. So, like... Oh. Oh, you're right. There's that one event still going on. That's not a new event. I wonder why we had a version correction. I wonder what it needed. What was needed to be corrected. It was only like 170 megabytes. So it wasn't a big... Maybe they were just adding some of the content for 3.2. Just to go ahead. Because I feel like they do that often. They add like bits and pieces of the content as we go along. But yeah, no. Uh, definitely, I definitely should think about and like maybe draft up some plans on how to build some type of cooling system for my PC. I know that sounds weird. And again, I don't make myself sound like very smart, but I'm actually kind of smart in terms of like engineering. It might not be the type of solution an actual engineer would come up with, but I definitely can make things that work. I've done it before, uh, and I understand a lot of things because, like, at one point I was also an electrician, so I knew how to wire this fan to work. I just needed the proper piece. Ended up having to take the charger to like a. I did try to take initially. I thought it was a charger that didn't have a data connection, but it ended up did because it was a broken charger. Uh, it was a broken charger that it no longer was like charging phones properly, which typically you could still use those as like the wires out of it. You just can't really use the charging port a lot of times. That's where it like strips at the base of the charge port. Uh, it just strips itself if you like misstore it or it gets bent at certain angles for too long. You could still use the cords, like the actual wires out of it, a lot of times, and not have any drawbacks. Uh, my problem was, like, it did turn out to be a data capable cord, so it was unusable for my purposes. You can't, because the data cords use AC current. Uh, they use an AC current where I needed a DC. I needed DC. Because that's what this worked on. It had one AC wire. You could tell by the colors of the wires inside of things a lot of times. Uh, it's specifically the combination. So I had to find like a charger for a simple device. Uh, the one I took happened to be one of those like vibrators. It was like a vibrator charger, and I cut off the charging port, and it did have just the two wires I needed, a red and black, whereas the USB-C that again it never advertised that it had data capability. This was an old charger that nobody had ever really used it for that. And I was like, oh yeah, it shouldn't have. If it's a cheap charger, it shouldn't have data. It did have data. In fact, you could transfer data with it. It had red, white, and green, I believe. Red, white, and green wires, which meant the red was exclusively AC current, which is completely different than DC. So the red wire in an AC current device is both the positive and negative, technically. It is what you call a live wire. Because AC uses live, neutral, and ground, where DC uses a positive and negative. There's not necessarily a ground in a DC. It's just like technically you could connect it, but it's not advised to. It breaks a lot of like actual uh codes and shit, and it's more likely to cause like a house fire or of some kind. So you don't want to mix, like, AC and DC current without some kind of actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Some kind of actual step up or step down DC converter. You will need one.
Is it my shift again? Forward! Turn around! Smash them! Gotta run! Did it! Intercept!
Your foundation ain't solid.
Neat and tidy!
It's print time.
Now one for complaints. Does you for a trap.
I'm just trying to fucking stun it.
This won't hurt.
Come on, bro. Don't stop now.
Once I start leveling up Dylan's actual skills, she'll definitely have better days and shit. I'll keep that, actually. I'll get rid of that one. But, yeah. That was, like, I'm actually kind of smart. I know I'm, like, nerding out about making something, but I've always kind of done that. I've always taken things apart to understand how they work, even when I was, like, a child. That was just something I did. That's always fun to me as well, by the way. Taking things apart, figuring out what they do. Now, did I look up a video on how to do what I was trying to do with the fan? Yeah, because I didn't want to fuck anything up on accident. I didn't want it to be something where it's like, oh, it won't work without certain parts. But I confirmed that the motor and everything is self-contained within the actual fans of the power supply. So I was like, yeah, no, okay, this should be fine. This should work.
Hello, Rep 2493 at your service.
We'll just go to Notorious Hunt, I suppose. So I can get the last pieces that I need for her. She only needs 3 more. It's an ether boss, so. Arya, technically Utane, Rokudo, and Zhao. Again, I call them by the original names, like the ones that they changed them from. Not the angel, like the actual angel parts of their names. I call them by the first names that they were given. Or what would kind of be their first name. I don't actually know how the language structure of Chinese names work, because they were probably going off of, like, the Chinese system. I know, like, the Japanese has reverse order, so, like, they'll put last name first, first name last. And that's just how that works for them. At least if you go by the American system, it would be the first name is last. You know, your family name is first, your name is last, type of thing. So I don't know if that's what they went with or not. I couldn't tell you. There we go. Only need to do it 2 more times. And then Dylan's core skills are maxed. And then I could just focus on leveling up her standard skills. And she'll be good. She'll be better, at least. I probably still don't have the best build for her. But it'll be better than what she currently is. I'm still thinking about how I would go about, like, chilling anything without getting too expensive. Because there are ways to, like, chill liquids. But I don't... Again, I don't have a ton of money. So it would be hard for me to, like, buy certain parts. If I had, like, the money, again, I would just buy a new PC. So I could not have to worry too much about it anyways.
Let's create the most beautiful stage.
That's what I would do. I would love to be able to buy a new PC so I wouldn't have to deal with any of this bullshit. But currently, not a viable thing. Again, the current PC I'm looking at is... I did change it on my coffee so you can actually see the amount I'm trying to save up for on my coffee. It is 4K. That's not including taxes, I don't believe. I don't believe that's including taxes. And what, of course, coffee is gonna fucking take out of it. So I might have to up that amount. Maybe to like 4,500 so it covers all of that. But again, that's like a long-term type of goal. And again, it might change if I decide, oh hey, I'll keep my laptop for a while, and I'll go for like a much smaller goal at the start, where it's like, oh hey, I just need a thing to cool my PC. So like a dock or something that's a cooling dock. Some type of cooling dock would be nice to have. Even if I'm planning on upgrading at some point, just having a cooling dock would make this one still able to be used for a bit longer. Maybe I should just, like... Because, again, this laptop hasn't technically been serviced in a long time. So, I'm pretty sure things like the thermal paste, all of that, is definitely bad. That kind of shit is almost guaranteed just washed. It is probably just gone. Like, unusable at this point.
Hello, Rep 2493 at your service.
Just genuinely. That shit's probably not gonna be any kind of useful. So that would need to be replaced, as well as probably a deep cleaning, you know, cleaning off all of the internal parts, because there is a crack that leaves my entire laptop exposed to anything that might want to get in, which could, of course, make the heating worse, like the heating issue, if there's much more stuff in it that the cooling can't actually get to the parts. And then also probably making apparatus to cool it, as well as a frame that would keep it cooler than the thick plastic. Oh god. I actually love I want them to release the Bangbu version of this song. By the way. I want them to release it in a form where you can just listen to it. Like without the pauses and everything.
My taste just can't keep up anymore.
I really want to hear it. Is she on a hover bus? You rush over to the bus stop. Rimiel! Rimiel, please.
Walking along this path overlooking most of Buastram, feeling the breeze. It always helps you briefly forget your worries and concerns.
By the way, you're supposed to be in Virium!
What's wrong? Your face is clearly saying, I'm so torn.
I was just wondering, you didn't actually take a hover bus, did you? Maybe Airspace Patrol's supervision is getting a bit loose. It's funny that she's just like, yeah, go ahead. Take pictures of me. I don't mind. Why does everybody consider, like, Weizenbell the best, like, photographers in the world? School uniform. That would... Okay, hold on. Hold on. Why does she bring up a school uniform? Or what... I wasn't paying attention. I just heard red school uniform. There's only one more left. Okay. I really want to hear just the Bangbu version in its entirety all the time, by the way. I unironically like that song. Okay? I need to do 5 more searches of this for my OCD to be fine. And again, it helps out technically. Like, if I don't get it, then that's perfectly fine. Because it does help out in reducing the number of shit I need. Oh, excuse me. Shit I need to, to pull, like, the next character I want. Oh, excuse me. But, okay. That should be it for the day. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you all so much for watching. And, if you really enjoy my content, and you want to support me in a way that isn't just watching my videos, because, honestly, doing that doesn't give me any money. I know that sounds bad, but it's true. Watching me right now, I'm not monetized. Doesn't help me. It does make me feel good, but it doesn't help me out monetarily. I do have 2 ways down below in the description that you can use to help me out. The first way is my Honeygain referral code link. I'm not sponsored. It's everybody who joins Honeygain gets a referral code. So you could do the same if you join it. You can use your referral code, use it between your family, and have them help you gain a bit more money. It's not a ton, but it's a little bit of something. It helps you get closer to your payout every time. Now, with the other link, that's my coffee page, and I will be posting, I'm not going to be posting like pictures of me, but I will be posting probably things like pictures of my cats, as well as that kind of stuff. Just stuff that it might be, you know, just interesting to see behind the veil. You know? Behind the veil of the screen, you'll get to see me and what I do. Well, not me directly, but the kinds of stuff I do, the kinds of things I like. You know? You'll get to see that. As well as you could donate if you wanted to. It's not necessarily something you have to do. There's not going to be anything that's exclusive to coffee that you won't get to see unless, you know, of course, I decide to make some more risque videos that aren't, you know, for YouTube, but not like anything too risque. It would be things that are like, maybe there's a bit too much blood and just, you know, fucking YouTube doesn't like it, you know? Not like the kind of risque you're thinking about. I'm not going to be posting pictures of my cock or anything. That's just not happening. At least not on coffee. We'll see. Don't actually think that. By the way, I might be what you would consider a lewd tuber, but I'm not going to be like directly doing that. I might post pictures of my character at some points once I start getting enough to be able to comfortably commission artists. Maybe get some VTuber friends to enjoy with. But either way, if you did make it this far, you made it 30 minutes into the video, and you're still watching, this is for you. I genuinely wanted to say thank you for deciding that my channel and my video was worth your time. Especially 30 minutes of it. A lot of people take for granted that they only have a finite amount of time, and they don't realize that even 30 minutes, even a minute, is important. It's time you can't get back. And you decided that I was worth that. And that honestly makes me feel glad. I'm glad you decided that. So thank you. Genuinely. And to anybody else, whether you haven't watched all the way through, or you skipped all the way to the end, I still wanted to say thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one.